Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people to freely assemble and petition the government for a redress of their grievances. It's the First Amendment. It's all that matters.
Am I insulting police officers? No. Castellano's got something to say, folks. Let me move my other ginger ale out because I might get excited in this. Lately in Rochester, the police have been subjected to ridiculous, outlandish behavior because the poor little criminal element must be mishandled. Excuse me, sir. Would you get out of the car? No, go screw. Sir, please get out of the car. No, go hang yourself. The police, trying to do their job, trying to keep peace in our city. What do? They got their hands tied behind their back. Why? We got activists. We got some goof lady that's been arrested 5 or 6 times. She decides to get her cell phone or movie camera, whatever she decides to do. Let me take photographs. Ma'am, please get in the car. We don't feel comfortable with you there. No, I'm in my own lawn. Oh. You know what? Folks, if a police officer's doing something, listen to them. Be courteous. You know what? Be courteous. And if something happens, then do something about it. But you know, I tend not to believe somebody has been in trouble so many times. Because you know what? Castellano has been a few scuffles in his time. Met a few officers in his time. You know what? Most of the time, Castellano was wrong. Castellano should act like a gentleman, just like everybody else should. You know what? They're only here to protect you. You know what, folks? I'm being too nice. These same insects that say, oh, police brutality, they're not doing this, and we got to have special task forces, and we got to have this, and we got to, are the first ones to call the cops when there's trouble. What happened to Joy Paul? She's a community activist. They used to come around. Castellano got stuck with some of this, and I'm trying to think of a polite way to say it, but some of her shady dealings to get her donation for some of her causes. Little do we know that Miss Paul doesn't think, she's not like against violence like she says she was. She's throwing ladies through windows and beating the crap out of them. Why? Because she wants to. Because that's what she could do. Because not what she says, not what she does. What she says, because we know what she really is. Now she's in jail. What does she do? We find out she murdered somebody. I always knew that I didn't like her, but she shook me down for money. Why? Because she could threaten the same old crap. Oh, man, I need a haircut, Sharpton. Hey, you like my dippity-doo? No, Mr. Sharpton. Where were you? All over the country. They got these flash mobs. And folks, Castellano isn't being racist. Just so happens the flash mobs now are black gentlemen. Flash mobs. Nobody even wants to talk about it. Flash mobs. What happens? Mr. Sharpton, you been speaking about this? No. Why? I can't make me any money. Mr. Sharpton, you got a 3rd grade education. You're a shakedown artist. I despise you, everything you stand for. Oh, Tawana Brawley, they raped her. They rubbed feces on her. It was all a lie, Mr. Sharpton. But you know what? Your lie got out, and people believed it. Folks, Castellano's not saying it. Nothing's ever happened to the black community. Castellano was saying there isn't any bad cops in everything, in football, baseball, politics, doctors, lawyers. We got a bad seed there. And you know what? I agree that there should be an oversight committee and everything to make sure everything's done on the up and up, because there is a few things that fall through the cracks. But when a policeman that's supposed to protect me, if I have a situation where I have people causing trouble, or I feel like my life's in danger, excuse me, this segment gives me indigestion because I'm really passionate about it. And they come over to the scene and say, excuse me, sir, would you mind stepping away? No, sir, please. That knife, it's really not called for, sir. Would you please put that away? Sir, you're attacking me, sir. If you're going to do that, I might have to get angry. Sir, please, sir, would you please step back? No, you know what I want a cop to do? I want to somebody grabs a knife and starts coming after them. One shot. Move back, I'm going to plug you. You know what I want the cop to do? I want the cop to plug him if they take a step to him. I don't want the guy to second guess, because I don't want his wife to be a widow after he gets shot. Oh, why'd you shoot him? They were just he's a good boy. Let's see, he's been selling drugs since he was 12 years old. Hanging out, skipping school. He beat up his girlfriend, knocked her teeth out. But he's a good boy. I heard good boy stuff once too often. One, good boy or a bad boy. A cop says, please step back or you're going to be arrested. Step back. If you got a beef to say, you got something to say it after you obey the command. They're here. They have a hard job. They're outnumbered. There's more civilians than there is policemen. It's a hard job. I don't want to reach in some drug addict's pocket to frisk them and worry about getting poked by a needle. Folks, you know what the HIV record is in Rochester? We have one of the highest in the country. HIV. And these guys got to worry about some loser insect. Castellano, how could you be so mean? Well, I'm not talking about the guy that did drugs once with his girlfriend. Hey, honey, let's try a little acid. Hey, we'll do a little cocaine. Castellano doesn't condone it. We know people experiment, and I wish they didn't, but they do. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about the consistent violator that goes and parties all week, and when their money's gone, what do? I don't have any more money. What am I going to do? I'll go to the emergency, because I got free health care. I'll go to the emergency, and I'll know they'll give me Valium, they'll give me anything else to come down from my high. I won't have to feel like crap in Jones and feel like an insect. I'll get all kinds of drugs. I'll get all drugged up and feel good, and they'll let me out on Monday, and I'll start right over again. Who cares that gentlemen with cancer have been working their whole lives? They got to wait in a triage for 3 days to get a room. Who cares? We got 10 or 15 people and all got hepatitis B. They like to spread it with you. They don't care. They're crapping all over themselves. They smell like they haven't bathed in days. And what happens? Me, that's been working all my life, that pays taxes, I got a little emergency. I got to worry about catching something. You know what? My dad was in an emergency, and he got, Castellano's uptight, some kind of infection, because the person in the prior room had some kind of alien disease, and he got in the hospital because they got to treat everybody. Listen, if it was up to me, Castellano would have all these repeat offenders. What I mean repeat, not 1 or 2 times. You know, multiple, 10, 15 times. Put them in Liberia. Put them in another country. Let them have their own doctors. Let them live in their own filth. Let them do all the drugs they want. Get high, spread AIDS, do anything you want, but don't pass it on to people that care about their health, that want to live to be 90, that take care of themselves and pay taxes. And what could you do for me? Hey, I'm homeless and hungry. Well, you're in the United States. You don't have to be homeless and hungry. In Rochester, 6 locations where you could eat any time of the day or night. You're not homeless and hungry. Most of the people can get welfare. Very easy to get, and food stamps. Did you realize under Obama it increased 30-40%? So very easy to get. A lot of places to eat. Folks, I happen to know personally, homeless and hungry is not a true statement. I see these guys buying wine 5 minutes after they buy this stuff. Anyways, Rochester Police Department, they have a real tough job, and All you got to do is be cooperative. Do we got to investigate them sometimes? I'm all for it, but don't tie their hands behind their back. Whose side am I on? Not any activist. Not anybody who goes, oh yeah, well, there's a lot of black people getting arrested. Well, there's a lot of black people doing the crime. You know what? I'm not saying it because I'm racist, because if I was an Italian person, when Italians cheer for Italy in the soccer games, I despise them too. So who's ever doing it, let's not be politically correct. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a hoe a hoe. If you are and you're doing it, let's stop it. Black, white, red, green, yellow. I don't care if the Asians start the Asian mobs. Who's ever committing the crimes, let's put a stop to it. Let's back these police department. You know what? Let's not attack them. Let's help them. You're watching Rick Castellano Show? A toast to the Rochester Police Department, Monroe County Sheriff's Department, and the state troopers. Welcome back, folks. Castellano is going to get a little celebrity gossip. What should we talk about first? A lot of things, but let's open the magazine. August issue. I don't know who this Melvin is on the cover. Maybe, I don't know, Daniel Radcliffe getting a pickle out of his eye or something. I don't know who it is. Anyway, let's open up page 1. Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered. Let's start off with something juicy. Folks, Castellano was going to give you I was going to tell you before, this was like something important, but it's not. But it's important to Castellano. So I'll tell you, excuse me a second. Abercrombie & Fitch. Expensive line of clothing. You know, kids, a couple extra bucks or a gym bag to stuff it in, like to wear this stuff. They decided 2 weeks ago, now it's 2 weeks ago by the time this airs, that the goofs from the Jersey Shore have been wearing this stuff from time to time. So they decided to make a settlement and want to pay the situation. The rest of these losers, please don't wear our stuff anymore. We'll give you $2 million. Abercrombie & Fitch, instead of being happy, hey, folks, thank you for wearing our stuff on TV. Here's $2 million. Don't wear our stuff anymore. A toast to Abercrombie & Fitch. I'm going to start wearing the stuff regularly. Anybody with taste like that got Castellano's taste. Now, we're going to open up chapter 1. If I can find it. Fox News host blasts SpongeBob SquarePants for not telling the kids that man-made global warming is a disputed fact. Now, SpongeBob, we're supposed to be a little smarter than Patrick. If you don't know who Patrick is, he's the pointy star guy that's dumb. Anyway, SpongeBob SquarePants, I let my little tot watch. No, I'm not going to let him watch it anymore. His mom says no, too. Anyway, SpongeBob, global warming. Let's see. What kind of political agenda are we trying to pass? Global warming. Disputed, folks. Folks, we had like a hot summer. It was really hot. Everybody, oh, global warming. We had a real cold winter. All of a sudden, we went from 90 degrees, we jump right down to 70 like you normally do. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. So now all of a sudden, those 100-degree days, those 80-degree days, 90 degrees are 70. 90, 70 within a week. Why? Well, if you look in the calendars, well, let's not just look at the last 2 years. You're looking at 20s, then you're looking at 25, 30, 40s, 50s, 55s, and you see we've had hot years, we've had cold years. We have hot years, not like every year. For 4 or 5 years, it gets real hot. Then it gets real cold. Then it gets real hot for sure. It goes in cycles. You goof! Global warming. Oh, it's true. But what happened? We proved that global warming was false because the last couple of years, it hasn't gotten cold. It hasn't got hotter. It's gotten colder. So now what do? You know what? My liberal agenda isn't going to work. Global warming. climate change. It's climate change. What's climate change? Let's see. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. It's climate change. In winter, it's cold. Fall, it's not cold yet. It's tend to be colder. Spring, it's, got to thaw, a little cold, and start to get a little warmer. Then summer comes where it's warm. Climate change. Gee, don't they talk about climate change in the Bible? Like I said. Well, let's say them in order. Spring, summer, fall, winter. You goof! SpongeBob, don't be as dumb as Patrick. And don't push your political agenda in my cartoons. I've been watching them for years. You know what? You're just like Squidward. You're negative and you try to push your agenda on me. It ain't working. Now on to the next thing, because if you ever do this again, if you try to pull the South Park retune on me, like those goofs. What's the name of those guys that do the small South Park? Do you know, producer?
Oh, I can't.
Who cares? I don't care. South Park guys, you want to make fun of Muhammad Atta and the rest of those goofs? Go ahead. You want to make fun of my Lord and Savior Jesus? You're in for trouble. You worry about Alibaba coming after you? You don't want Castellano to come after you. So, I don't watch anymore. On to the next thing. It's next page, too. Let's see. Fall TV. Excuse me a second, because I'm getting indigestion already.
Castellano Show, folks.
Yeah, of course, the Castellano Show comes out more in the fall. But 2.5 Melvins. Didn't I have enough of these insects? Charlie, I'm a goof. The World Trade Center was bombed by a United States machine. I thought it was over. I thought this show was dust. I thought that one of those guys over at, I don't know, what show is it on Fox? They flushed it down the toilet. It resurrected again. Well, at least it doesn't have Charlie Sheen in it. But what do you get? You get one of the other guys I hate. Ashton. Did I tell you Demi Moore's 20 years older than me and I chase younger broads behind her back, Kushner? Yeah. Ashton, I watch you on those camera commercials. I despise you. You're a little wimp. I'm punked. Look, you could punk nobody. Come over and try to punk Castellano. I'll tear those arms and legs off. I'll use you like a back scratcher. I'll rip your arms and legs off. I'll throw you like a frisbee. 2.5 Melvins, am I going to watch it? Absolutely not. Let's talk about somebody that Castellano cares about. A toast. 3 of my heroes are turning 80. Who? 00 Ricky. Well, you know him as 007, James Bond, Sean Connery. 80 years old. This guy was just doing ass-kicking movies just a couple years ago. He's 80. William Shatner, Captain Kirk, 80. Look at 80 years old. I can't believe it. 80. The Cap doing those commercials. He looks like he put on a couple pounds, but he still looks good. I don't know what them 50-cent toupees, but he looks good. Then it takes a thief. One of my heroes, Robert Wagner, even though he may have had something to do with Natalie Wood's disappearance, but he happens to be one of my old girlfriends. Well, not personally. Castellano had a pin above her. Jill St. John, a 007 woman, all 80. Happy birthday, boys. I enjoyed your movies and your TV shows. Now, George Clooney. I won't even mention him. Desperate Housewives, Terry Hatcher. She looks awful tasty in these pictures, but in real life, she's just an average woman at best. Let's give some of the code words. We're going to stop the tax loopholes for the rich. We're going to do this. Well, I'm going to give you something about tax loopholes. I'm going to tell you a little something. Mr. Buffett, you want to come out there and say people should pay more taxes? Well, I'm going to give you a little education in taxes. I won't talk about Castellano in particular because I don't know how much Castellano makes. It's a question I'm still trying to figure out because my pockets are always empty. I'm spending a lot, but I don't know where the money's going. But anyway, if you're somebody that makes $250,000, and by the time you do your tax returns, you say, well, by the time he's done, he's paid 19% to the government. 19%, wow. He should be paying 40%. that means he must be tucking the money away someplace. No, that's not true. You know what he's doing? He's giving $15,000 to the church, a good Christian church, not one of these black liberation theology churches, church that cares about everybody. Giving money to St. Joseph Villa, cleft palates, handicapped children. So by the time you're done subtracting all the money that you paid, not to like the Republican Party or the Democrat Party, money that you've given to good causes, premature kids, babies that are born prematurely, RIT, U of R, you want to donate money to the hospital, whatever, causes that you believe in, that I think they're good, or you could let the government say, here's all the money I made. I'm not giving any money to the church. Kids, orphans, I don't care about you. Let the government give you 30 cents and give money. Hey, we want to donate money to artwork. Wait a minute, you're a young artist? What do? Well, I look at grant for $100,000. Factual, check it by the internet. $100,000. What do? I make paintings out of feces of different animals and insects. Here's $100,000. That's where my tax money's going. No, I want to give it to kids, orphans. I want to give it to handicapped kids. I want to give it to Golisano's Children's Hospital. That's where I want my money to go. So you're going to take money out of my taxes? I want it to go to someplace good. I don't want it to go to some stupid cause because you believe in. Don't lie. The rich pay most of the taxes. That's plain and simple. So don't say tax breaks for the rich. They're already paying the highest. What you're trying to say is tax increase. Let's increase them more. So you know what? I'm not rich, folks, but Castellano might be there someday because I'm going to push hard. I believe in the American dream. So if any of you people ever want to make it, fight now because they'll take it away from you. You're watching the Rick Castellano Show. And by the way, if you got a question about anything I say about tax, you don't agree with me? Smoke 'em!